What is it about this year's Open Championship that has you so dialed in?
Well, St. Andrews usually hosts the Open Championship every 5 years, and this go around they made a gap of 6 years to have it be the 150th anniversary of the Open Championship, to have that come at the old course. And then, of course, COVID hit, which delayed everything a year. And now it's been 7 years since we've gone back to St. Andrews, which is just longer than it usually is. It's the major championships do a really good. The U.S. Open and Pebble Beach usually don't go too long without going back there. Pinehurst, they don't go too long without going back there, and it just kind of helps with the affinity for casual and regular viewers of golf to say, I know this hole, I know this course, I know what exactly what's going on out here. And with everything that's going on in the golf world, it has been a very, very tumultuous 3, 6, 12 months in terms of a lot of guys choosing to leave the competitive golf landscape to take huge paydays to pay for a Saudi Arabian-backed exhibition series that has made me question, a lot of what I'm watching on TV. What kind of competition am I actually watching on TV? What is professional golf? You're not going to have that question this week because all those guys are getting back together at the home of golf. The course is in unbelievable shape. It's going to be so much fun to watch, and it just feels like a really strong convergence. Tiger Woods is playing and walking, and that's just absolutely insane when you think about what has been going on in his life over the last 18 months. And I don't know, it just seems like it's all kind of converging on this week. Next week, we go back to talking about the stuff in golf it's not been very fun to talk about. But this week, it's all about, a lot of the reason why I love the game of golf traces back to St. Andrews. And we get to watch the pros take it on this week.
Hey, Sally, Chris Brockman here. Big fan of you guys and all the work that you put out, so thank you for all of that. Listening to the preview for the Open Championship yesterday, why are you so high on Will Zalatoris? We've seen what he's done in majors this year, but do you really think he can keep it up this week at St. Andrews?
It's kind of like, just keep betting on black until it hits, this kind of thing for me at this point. I mean, that record that he has in major championships it's still underappreciated. Like I really would have thought he would have been at the top of the betting sheet this week based on, guys like Brooks Koepka and Louis Oosthuizen have always had outsized major championship resumes compared to their week-to-week performances on the PGA Tour. And granted, those guys have, 5 major championships between the two of them, but they always would get a bit of an odds boost going into the week just based off the fact that when the golf has gotten harder and more serious and more competitive and more challenging in every way, they play better golf than everyone else. And that's the hardest thing in the world to do. So for Will Zalatoris, I think he's played 9 majors in his career so far. He's got something like 6 top 5 finishes and at least 3, I don't have the numbers in front of me, runner-ups in majors, including 2 already this year. He lost in a playoff at the PGA and was 1 putt away from a playoff at the U.S. Open. And you can't fake that. That's not luck. That's not a streak. That's not a hot streak. He turns into a different player when the golf gets really challenging. And until he gets down into that 15-1 range before a tournament starts, he was 30-1 still when this week started.
Right.
And look, I'm fine. I don't even want to call it a flyer. I just honestly think I feel like I can count on that guy the most to be around in that top 5 come Sunday. And yeah, that one's still just jumping off the page at me.
What do you think about scoring, too? I saw a tweet earlier today that Bryson hit it 300 yards with his 6-iron. Do you think it's going to be 25 under on Sunday?
I don't think it's going to be 25 under when it's as firm as it is, and they've had a great summer from all accounts in St. Andrews. When it's as firm as it is, that ball is going to run for a very long time. You might think that might make it easier. It's going to play shorter, all that stuff. The pros do not like it when they don't know when and how their ball is going to stop. So the challenge this week is going to be hitting it. Yeah, you can hit it really far. That's not going to be the hard part. How do you make sure it doesn't stop in a bunker? And when the ball doesn't stop, it's going to look for something to settle in. And I watched balls roll down these fairways this week, and it's like glass. If it can't sit on top of a knob because of how slick the surfaces are. It's going to find a little hollow. It's going to find some low spots. So if you're not in control of where it's going, it's going to end up in a bunker or a bad spot. So there's guys, I know Justin Thomas at one point hit a 6-iron off a tee to avoid a particular bunker, and he ended up 30 yards past the bunker he was trying to stay short of. That kind of challenge is really unique to professionals. And look, is it going to play short? Are you going to be able to, with great execution, are you going to be able to pull off some outrageous shots from 370 yards away? Absolutely. But there's just enough I guess, curves in the road, if you will, that you got to navigate. This is not downhill skiing. This is slalom. Like this is, there's moguls out there. You got to avoid them, and you can't just pin your ears back when a course is playing this firm, or else you're going to end up in some really crazy spots. And it's going to be a test of feel around the greens, lag putting and putting around bunkers, and balls are going to end up in some super weird spots this week. I can't wait. There's the way the old course is set up. They're going to be, if you hit one offline, it's heading towards you're probably heading towards another group on another hole nearby, and it's not going to stop. There's going to be guys driving balls over the green with guys still on the green, and it's just mayhem out there. It shouldn't fit as many people on it as it does, yet it's worked for this many years, and I truly cannot wait to watch it.